pleased to have you with us, and pleased to have on the line with us Art Lipson. Art is a patriotic millionaire. He's a member of the group. patrioticmillionaires.org is the website. And Art, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Tom. Great to be here.
Great to have you with us. Before we get into your attending Jason Chaffetz's meeting in Utah last night, just for people who may not be familiar with Patriotic Millionaires, want to give us a thumbnail sketch?
Yeah, they're people who were fortunate enough to benefit from the economy and society in America and have become financially successful, but feel that those benefits should be shared more broadly. And in particular, we feel that we should be paying a fair level of taxes, not the reduced level that the Republicans want to pay. So we basically say, tax us, please, tax us.
That's remarkable. That is absolutely remarkable. So what happened? I got the news release that you were going to his town hall, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on the air yesterday. I certainly intended to. I may not have gotten to it, but I think I did. And we've all seen, it's been all over the media, you know, these conservative lawmakers are just being slammed everywhere across the country. What happened last night?
Well, let me start off just by saying that I went to a Chaifetz town hall in the town next to me about a year ago, and I'd say there were 25 or 30 people who attended. You know, it was what you might expect: the congressman and a few people attending. My wife and I went about 2 hours early last night, and there was already a huge line. The town hall was moved to the local high school auditorium, which seats 1,100, and the 1,100 seats were promptly filled up, and there was about 1,500 people outside. So, you know,
whoa, 1,500! I heard in the news it was only 200. That's amazing.
No. So there was a huge crowd outside. I'm referencing the Salt Lake Trib. They used that number in their article. I think they'd know best.
Yeah.
So that was about. So the town hall went from 25 people to roughly 2,500. You know, it was up 100 times, and I would say the attendees were at least 90-10 opposed to Chaifetz's positions, maybe 95-5 or 99-1. It's really hard to say, but there was a huge crowd there that disagreed with Chaifetz about almost everything he had to say. There were loud chants. It kind of reminded me of a Donald Trump rally, although not completely because there wasn't any violence. But the crowd was chanting and really enjoying itself, and Chaifetz was forced to cut his town hall early and left about 45 minutes prior to when he was scheduled to go.
Yeah, he was apparently struggling with that. I brought this up. It wasn't specifically Chaifetz, but I mean, this phenomenon is happening all over the country right now with Republican lawmakers. With a fellow I know who is a Trump supporter, and I said, you know, what about this? And he was like, well, you know, this was the same thing as the Tea Party. When you've got a Democrat in office, the conservatives come out and protest, and when you've got a Republican in office, the liberals come out and protest. This is just a normal thing. What would you say to that?
Well, to some degree, I agree with him. It is normal, but the Tea Party came out and protested, and that was followed by, you know, a number of election upsets and a swing in our representation. So it's starting the same way. And like I say, I was shocked to see how many people in Utah, which is a strongly red state, of course, were there. Incredibly vigorously engaged in the issues, and that's the way that the Tea Party movement started, and hopefully that's the way progressive movement will start here.
With the Tea Party, we're here in Washington, D.C. We saw this happen a number of times, but also saw reports of it happening all around the country. You had groups like Americans for Prosperity and other, you know, Koch brothers funded groups, and probably some that were not affiliated with the Kochs, who were buying or renting these $300,000 buses, painting them with Tea Party logos and stuff. Some of the venues cost tens of thousands of dollars and sound systems and And I mean, they were well funded to the point that a lot of us were pretty well convinced that this was not grassroots, it was astroturf. To the best of my knowledge, with this progressive pushback against the conservatives, there's nobody like you, a wealthy person who's funding this thing. Is there? Is nobody? There's not a kind of a force behind the movement like there was with the Tea Party that's making it happen.
I'm not aware of anything. Certainly didn't contribute anything financially to this, and I don't know anyone who did. I would strongly deny that as a similar effect.
Yeah, so that actually, in my mind, and hopefully the minds of most Americans, that dramatically enhances the credibility of what's going on as a grassroots revolt.
Yeah, I've never seen, in the progressive side, I've never seen anything like what happened last night.
Yeah,
Just
it's
enthusiasm, genuine enthusiasm, and a desire to change our political makeup.
Yeah, and it's just remarkable to me. Some of the again, where I live, there are some Tea Party supporters that I interact with on a regular basis, and I've had several of them point out to me that in their belief. And I don't know where this came from, but I'm guessing it probably started in the Drudge Report or something like that, that people only showed up, like, for example, for the march here in D.C. The day after inauguration, because George Soros was paying them $2,000 to $3,000 a person to show up.
Yeah, that's total nonsense.
Yeah, it ain't happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Even here in Utah, we had marches attended by thousands of people, and I'm sure George Soros and was not spending any money here in Utah to get these huge crowds out locally to protest Washington.
Amen. Art Lipson, the website is patrioticmillionaires.org. You can tweet them at Patriotic Mills, MILLS. Art, thanks so much for being with us today.
You're very welcome, Thom.
Great talking.
Talk to you. Bye.
We'll be right back.